y'all, it's me, Teacher NiMi here with Hot Back News. So apparently, people need tests, but we don't have enough. Buggers, that's a big problem. I know for sure I've been struggling to get a test, and I haven't had much luck in securing one. However, ding, 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 I might get one tomorrow. I'm on a wait list. So that's great. So, yeah, it's unfortunate that during the coldest months of the year, when we knew we were going to see sicknesses with symptoms that are in common, similar to, or the same as those that are presented with the COVID-19 uh, variants, just all of them. You know, we went from Alpha, now we're at Omicron. And Omicron, it's Omicron, it's Omicron, it's Omicron. It's not Omarion. Okay? Good grief. You know, I was really confused. The first time I heard someone say, "Oh, I've got that Omarion," I was just like, "Oh no. Did something happen to him? Oh, maybe I should watch You Got Served." But no, no, nothing happened to him, to my knowledge. He's the same person without the Omicron variant, or maybe he does have the Omicron variant, and that's why they call it Omarion. Maybe they aren't just saying it because they don't know how to say Omicron. I need to research that. I'm gonna research that and come back and talk to y'all about that later. But yeah, so we're low on tests, so that's a bummer. I've been struggling all break trying to get a test so I can go back to work on the 10th. Um, Especially because it's leave without pay. Y'all already know how I feel about my equity adjustment. We're gonna talk about that today. That was the new year. But anyway, so uh, yeah. So I think I might have one tomorrow. So that's super awesome. Also, I saw my scholars today and I was so excited to see them, especially the ones who have the cameras on. But a few of them have been sending me messages and we've been talking oh, I just got a message from one of my scholar friends. Super awesome. But I'm super excited because, first of all, I was editing. I was editing, not re-editing. I was editing some of my progress reports, and I have two more left to do, but I haven't submitted them yet because I want to make sure that all my data is there. So here's my data binder, ding, and this is my data notebook, ding. So I have a notebook planner and a binder, and I keep data, lots of data on all of my students, just to ensure that when I give their progress reports and they're given to their parents, that it's, and guardians, families, and they read them themselves, they see the most accurate snapshot of their accomplishments. They work really hard, and we're constantly giving them work to do. We're constantly saying, "Do this, do that. Come on, you can do it." And when they do it, I want them to know, like, this is what you produced. Great job. You're making progress. Or, "Eesh, we need to work on this a little bit more," or whatever the case may be. But thankfully, so far with all of my students across the board, I'm super pleased to share that all of them have made great progress. So I'm super, super excited about that, and I can't wait to share that with them. So I'm going to work on those progress reports today, and I'm also, ding, 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 for anyone who had me last year, they got these in the mail. I sent them in the mail because we were virtual last year. But this year, we're not virtual. Well, right now we are because, uh, Omicron is spreading like wildfire and it's dangerous. And, thankfully my school cares. And it's just like, stay home. But also, we would have been virtual today anyway. At least I would have. Because where I live in Virginia, there's all this snow that my one friend thinks that me and the other two here at the Power of Three brought from our hometown. It might be true, but that's super exciting. Um, but they didn't plow for a long time, and my husband got ready to go to work this morning, but the streets had not been serviced where we live at that time, and he was just like, I was slipping and sliding, and so he brought himself back in the house. Praise the Lord. So I wouldn't have been going to anybody's school today anyway. I would have been having to do a call out, unfortunately. But fortunately, we're virtual right now. But back to the point. I have these. These are great for differentiating and scaffolding material, and we're starting our linear equations unit. So while this might look like just like some super easy baby math to y'all, this is really useful and helpful for scholars who may have some gaps in their learning. And even if they don't have gaps in their learning, just as a reminder of information, let's not forget that they have their learning has been disrupted. While I am super proud of them and how well they learn in the online environment, it's still a fact that their learning was disrupted. And we're talking about scholars who were already um, fighting an uphill battle to be successful, and their learning was interrupted. Their entire livelihood, not just the learning that was taking place at school. Let's not forget that this pandemic brought about a lot for our vulnerable populations, the vulnerable population I'm speaking of right now, specifically are our scholars, our learners, our K through 12 learners. They already stressed, with taking tests, as I talked about before, the SOL test here in Virginia. There's the PARC and MAP and all these other tests that, students have, the Ohio State, Ohio test, and, the GACE, not the GACE, the CRCT in Georgia. The GACE is a test I had to take for certification in Georgia. That's a different story. But, yeah, so there are all these tests that these scholars all over the country have to take, all over the world, all over the world. Oh my goodness. When I used to study, just thinking about it brings back headaches, and I feel an ulcer coming on. But anyway, I won't talk about that. I don't want to talk about it right now. But I want to talk about our scholars. My scholar again. They were already overwhelmed. That's the best word I can use right now. They were overwhelmed with how much they had to do anyway for just school. But pair that with having to school from home, and not just logging in and doing work. No, they were literally schooling from home. Um, and having to take care of siblings and even parents or guardians while they're still schooling from home, being responsible for other people while they are schooling from home, and still crushing it, doing their best, and then going back into the building, and while they're in the building, having classes quarantined, and they're just terrified, scared, not sure what's going to happen next. So we saw a lot of behavioral problems, but those behavioral problems weren't because our students are bad, and it's just not at my school. I'm saying across the board. It's not because they're bad. Far from it. That's how they're acting out. Let's not forget, our brains are still developing at that age. They're not fully developed. There's a lot going on, and some things they really can't control. And as an adult, I know there are some things that are challenging for me, so I can only imagine how much more challenging it is for them. So I say all that to say, I'm so proud of our scholars, specifically our K through 12 scholars who have continued to push through. They're continuing to try their best. Yes, test scores aren't the best in all states, regions, schools, but thankfully, speaking specifically of my school, we've acknowledged that, and we've done everything we can to reach out to the scholars and families to ensure that they have what they need so they can win. All educators know what I need is win. So what do they need? We want them to be winners. We want them to be successful. So yeah, I'm very proud of them. And if making a cute little anchor chart like this can bring a smile to their day, even if it does burn my fingers sometimes when I'm using that hot glue gun, that's a personal problem. I need to work on that. It's fine, but the glitter is so cute because it's a glitter glue. Glitter glue sticks. Try saying that alliteration. Glitter glue sticks. They're so cute when they're done. So I'm super excited to be able to present those to the scholars when we get back in the building, which is why I need the test. Swab my nose. Come on, let's go, player. Let's go. So yeah, that's why I'm a little frustrated again with President Joe Biden, who, I'm not going to speak ill of any of our presidents of the United States. That's what I do, and I probably am lying. I'm not going to speak ill of anyone. I can't help myself. But do better. I have to be prepared when I go into work. I have to have, worksheets available in case I have to step out. I have to have sub plans available in case something happens and I'm not there. I have to ensure that my co-teacher and myself are on the same page at all times. Thankfully, I have a good co-teacher. I'm not stuck with no crybaby teacher Sally. I can't help myself. But shout out to crybaby teacher Sally. Crybaby teacher Sally. That's my student again. I need to get off this gosh darn YouTube and message my scholars back there. 3 of them now. They messaged me, asked me about the same problem. 4 now. 4 now asking about the same problem. I gave them a little word problem in addition to their introductory problems, just to see how well they would do and like push their thinking. So I'm super excited about that, like the engagement that we're getting back from that. Super exciting. I don't know if y'all can hear that noise. This noise. That's my my desk bike. Y'all know I was talking the other day about working out the Slim and Six. That's the DVD that's in here. But I also have a desk bike because I told y'all I am committed to slim and trim. We go get there. I used to be there. I was one foxy person. Well, I don't want to say foxy. I don't really like foxes. They're a little sly. But yeah, I want to get back there because first of all, my husband and I were talking about this the other day. I think it was yesterday, to be honest. But we were talking and I said, remember when we, like before we got married and when we were newlyweds, how easy and cheap my clothes were? I would just pop in the children's place and bam, good to go. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go now because these my scholars, bless their hearts, they're like, listen, you said text you or reach out, and we've been texting. You need to move it on up because they went from texting now they translating. That's something my co-teacher would say during the geometry unit, the sliding, translating to my DMs on Instagram right now, saying, "Yo, teacher NiMi, what's going on?" So I'm going to go, but I do want y'all to be careful. And if you need any tests out there, I was advised also to call the news to see and find out from them like what's really available in our areas because they have a better outlook of the logistics of what's actually available. So you're not wasting your time going to a testing location just for them to turn you away after sitting in the car for 45 minutes, sometimes an hour and 45 minutes, and then there are no more tests because that's happened to me. That's how I can tell you 45 minutes to an hour, 45 minutes, both times. So, yeah, that's all for today's clapback news. Clapping back. It's Teacher NiMi. Be kind to someone today. Oh, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is the first one of the new year. We have a visitor. Come on in. Say hi.
Hey.
Isaiah, stop it.
Hi, guys.
That's Isaiah's hand. Okay, those are my two okay. Those are my 2 boys. Joe Bear, Broski, that's his nickname, Broski, and Manny, that's Isaiah's nickname. Emmanuel, but. Okay, y'all.